Hi everybody, it's Christina. I'm a little bit late this week, so I'll do 40 and 41 together. Now, I couldn't work out what I wanted to do, really. That's really what happened. It took a while. Anyway, finally, I worked out something yummy. And you know what it is? Let me put these together. Can you tell what it is? I know that brown doesn't give things away, but here it is. It's a fried egg. I don't know why that's amusing. It's amusing to me. The brown bit is the crackly, crunchy bit around the outside. Okay, so why is that funny? I don't know. One has to laugh. So, I don't want pink, do I? What? That crunchy kind of, it's a sort of a mix, isn't it? Like a bit of brown, bit of gold maybe. That might be good for the yolk. So this is a bit of quilt, this is a bit of satin, and that's a bit of Tim Holtz. It's got all the like rulers and measurements on it. So yes, I'm having a chuckle about that today. Why not? I've just used a little bit of a black cotton to use as a base to hold it on. Let's get the yolk down. All right, let's first get the yolk down. Bit of a blanket stitch, I think. Okay, just finishing off this little egg yolk, and just thinking about whether or not to do anything. I mean, because it's quilted, it's already got the patterning and it's already got a bit of quilting through it, so I might not need to add anything additional to it. I do think that this bit of silk almost needs to be padded or something as well, just to make it look like a bit more of a egg white. Just cast this off and have a look at this. Right, so I do want to be able to get this bit down as like representing a bit of the crunchy, crusty bit, but it also says more.co. more fried egg. Crazy. Okay, so I'm using that. Remember I did the little book, the back of a cover? I'm just going to use that. It's good and thick. Oh, this is already, actually no, I might use 4. Let's use 4. See if we can get a bit of a interesting shapes around the edge. Sometimes if it's really well cooked and crunchy, it's a bit latticey almost. I might just do a bit of straight stitch first and then do some design through it. Just want to bring in that kind of rusty kind of colour. Probably I could use a few colours and seed stitch a bit around the edge. Let's just get it on first. Yeah, so definitely a few random sort of stitches just to represent that crunchy edge. So I don't know about anyone else, but I think that crunchy edge on a fried egg is pretty yummy. Definitely maybe a variety. I need to find something maybe a bit more copper. You know, it's got quite a range of colours. These three, just see. I think that's just a bit bright, perhaps. Maybe even a bit of a brown. All right, so maybe I'm going to do a bit of that. So that's going there, and I'll go up around the edge, but I also thought I wanted just a little bit over here, almost like a little tab for the card as well. So, right, I'll pin it. That's what I'll do. And then, what else? Maybe might put a bit of wadding under there, possibly. I have to think about that. I'll stitch these bits first. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit off this off camera because it might be a slightly longer one because I'll be doing 2 tags, and I'll come back. Right, so I've put a little bit of batting inside. I've gone round in the brown. Smoothing this in, make it a bit padded so as it's a bit raised. And I've got a little bit of this. I thought that would also look a bit crunchy. Putting that down with a very off-white, off-pink kind of thread. Just like pin it to make sure that batting stays where I want it to be. Okay. Here we go. Do you like that? A little bit of webbing. Sometimes the crunchy bits are the egg white on its own. Yummy, yummy. Okay, let's getting that down a bit. Maybe a little bit. Just thinking, almost like little crumbs or something. Like little tiny little things through the French knot or something. Just a couple into the white, just to add a bit of a pattern. Right, so I probably need to somehow get that down. Maybe I'll get a bit more of this stuff. Let's just do just a couple of random French knots. That'll also secure that backing, won't it? Doing that. Not too many, I think it'll be just a little bit too much if there's too many of them. I wouldn't mind if I had. I did actually, right, so I did find my beads. I went out, I was a bit naughty, but I went out to Woodend. It was a beautiful day and I just hadn't been out there for so long. And I am actually on my own a lot of the time I'm out there. Anyway, was a bit out of my zone, but I tell you what, my mental health improved enormously going out and sitting amongst the trees, and the air out there was amazing. It just unbelievable. You think when you go into walk in a park in the city that you've got fresh air, but then when you actually go out to where there's not as much pollution and there's trees and lots of trees, oh my goodness, oh, it was so nice. Very, very good. So I did bring home some stuff, but it's still just, I've just put it in the garage. So I haven't got any further than that. Because I want to set up I brought my canvases home. I want to set up my garage as a painting studio. So there's quite a bit of work to do for that. So that's okay. We'll get there. Now, my question is, do I want a bit more of this stuff? Now, if it goes this way, so my tags are generally, if I've got any excess on my tags, they're to the right and below. So when they're like this, we'll have anything sticking up and anything sticking out. So in the circle, any rough edges will be out there. So I am thinking that I don't mind putting a bit more of this along here. Right, I'll just do a couple more French knots up over here. Kind of helps it look like it's padded, I think. And then I will go round and put a lot more of seed stitchy things. The last one. Okay, let's look at it. Probably don't need that now. I'll get a bit more of this and I'll come back. Alright, we're at the last little bit now. I'm just doing a little bit of gold in the side here. Just a little bit of the seed stitch. Contemplating maybe one little French knot or two here, just at the crunchy bit. I think one there will be nice. Couple along the edge of the crunchy bit maybe. This is going to be the end of tag 40, and I will add tag 41 straight afterwards and upload the two together. Does it look like an egg yolk? Does it look like a fried egg? I think probably in a roundabout way it does. Alright, so here's my tag 40, and I'll be back soon with tag 41. Rightio, I've started to get tag 41 ready. I'm going to use this as my background. I've put a bit of this upholstery fabric, which I just love. I really wanted to use the circle, but this was an offcut and it wouldn't have fitted into the hoop properly. And I have been looking at this little bit of material for about 2 weeks, and I've got a little tiny tub of little tiny bits, and it's been sitting on the top, and I've been thinking, really want to use that? Want to do something with that? So actually, bullion knots. Now let's see if I can do it without getting a comment saying how wrong I'm doing it. Thanks to the lady who pointed that out, even though I already knew that. And I will attempt to bullion knot. Right, so I wanted this is the edge of my tag, so I wanted this little bit to be sticking out, but I also just wanted to sew it down. Just a bit of straight stitching. Froggy Throat just had some. Does anyone like this? It's called Kashmiri rice at the Indian shop. And it's like a rice that has sultanas and fennel seeds and coconut. That's the particular style that I get at the local halal Pakistani shop. I just Googled it to see if I could make it, and apparently I think there's a whole heap of different ones for different countries. So I found one that had pomegranates, and I thought, oh, that's nice. Pomegranate and grape, one recipe I found. So from somewhere else, obviously. All right, I've just got to the end of this, and the hoops there in the way. Now I am going to have to tack this down all the way around. Right, I've got that on. I forgot to turn the camera back on. I turned it off in the middle and then forgot. I was getting so excited about what I was doing. So this is a variegated floss. So there's a variety of colours I can get with this. I've got 2 strands. So one of these things is you look at it and you go, what am I supposed to do? But the thing is, You just have to get started. Right, that's the top. I'm going to do a relatively long one here, I think. I just want to start tying the background with the front. So that's a fairly, it's over 1 centimetre. So it's going to require a bit of coiling here. I think I find using a hoop sometimes a little bit difficult. I just need to hold that up, I think. Oh, it's really awkward for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm better off the hoop. Just find it all gets in the way. Oh, plenty more. And I think I'm using a milliner's needle. I think that what I'll have to do is probably make another needle book. Does that look about that? Maybe just a couple more. And actually name my needles and put them in. Let's try that. No, it still needs a bit of a wiggle, so it might not quite be a milliner's needle. Or maybe I've just wound it too tight. That could also be the issue. Alright, well, I like it. Right, so that's the top. Just maybe start to do a couple of smaller ones. Now I don't have any pattern in mind, just organically doing this. Oh, that's better. I think it was because it was a long one that it was a little bit more difficult. Okay, so not a good judge of the length of the stitch to the length of the gap I've left. Oh, these are so tiny and fine with just 2 threads. Now I know it's like putting lots of thicker threads and everything, but these are so fine. I feel like I want them, if I've got a bit of a working here, I'd like these to kind of come out almost like pistol stitch. So I'm going to cast that off and get some medium and larger threads and use these as little embellishments on the outside, I think. Or maybe I'll use a bit of this in the full, like all the strands. Now that's going to be interesting, getting a long thin needle that'll work with that, this one. But it's more like an embroidery needle. It's got quite a wide eye. Let's have a look in my stash. Alright, well, this is a Sashiko needle. I know it's very long, but maybe the eye isn't too bad. This definitely, I think that won't work. Right, let's do this. Let's try all the threads. And it fits through all right, so that's a good sign. Already starting off all right. Now I think I'll have maybe the darker end first. Now also, right, so we've got this little flower here. Now shishiko needles are of course very long because they, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were used to be able to weave in and out for a length of time, you know, over a longer bit of material to make it quicker and easier. A little bit more. Still a little bit of a problem at the eye there. I did order some, but I've been too impatient and I've started. And of course we have, I mean, if you order it, you can order click and collect here at the moment. But that's at the whim of when they make the package ready. It doesn't take too long because they've really adapted here in Australia to just to, now what's going on with this? There is no reason that should be getting stuck. Unless I've just wound it a little bit too tight. Oh, there was a little tiny knot in it. There you go. That's always a reason. So yes, I ordered an hour or two ago, so they might send me an email saying it's ready today, or it might not be ready till Monday, but patient, got started already. Alright, I'm going to really enjoy, I think, these little ones. Now, is that not going to be a problem? Don't even know where it is now. Maybe it's come out. My goodness me. Oh, nothing. Zilch. Right, where are we going now? I think I'm going to come out from... That's the end of the other one. This flower is going to be my little starting point. Try to keep these the same size. Definitely should have sorted my needles out ahead of time. Oh well, we'll do our best. And I love a variegated thread, honestly. Alright, I'm just going to put this here for a sec, and I'm going to look in my little cupboard and see if there's some other threads that are going to match this. Right, I found two slightly different, 5, but it must be because they're just slightly different colours. They're probably the same but from different dye lots. Okay, so that says 166 on the inside, 1906. Hang on, that might be 166 something. Anyway, they're so close that it probably won't be enough contrast for on here. So, that one. Alright, so we've got a bit of this wool. Got this wool, a bit brown. Not sure if I'm going to have I mean, they all go together. But right, I went through my little bag of wools that I've wound on these funny little winders, and I decided to have a little bit of this colour and a little bit of a creamy colour. So let's do a bit of this one, even though I've ordered some. I still don't think that I've ordered any larger eye sizes that are milliners. It's really hard when you can't actually go into the shop and check things out. Just save time, not sitting there for 5 hours doing the thready thing. All right, let's do this. Oh my goodness, that was hard to get through. Okay, so these will be a bit thicker, I think. Let's see. Some of them a bit similar, aren't they? Quite similar, just different colour. Now this one isn't as long, of course. This one had a bit of a bigger eye. There you go. Very tiny 2-thread ones. I've got this Presentia, so that's 5 weight, and I've got these. That's the top. Let's go over here a little bit. Now I'm thinking, as I do some of these, if they're a bit hard to pull through, I might get the little snub nose pliers that I use, that I got the hint from Ariane from On the Other Hand, to just give it a pull through. If it's too hard, just pull it through. Right, this one's a little bit looser, or there's a little bit more, so it's sticking up a little bit. I know Anne said do all your flat ones first, but I'll just work around it. It's not sticking up too much, just a little bit. Right, let's do one more. Start to bring in, connect with these perhaps. That's what I wanted to do, make the tail a bit shorter. Actually, this is a lot quicker when it's a slightly thicker thread. Shut up. Swivel that down. Oh. All right, definitely might need pliers. There we go. Okay, so we've got that one on the go, this one on the go, and now we want a bit of wool. This is quite thick wool. Don't know. Oh well, we'll try. Let's look. Maybe it'll fit in that one. Depends whether we can get it in there. Let's see how we go. Will it fit in? Yes, it's fitted in. Put a knot. Okay, what are we going to do? One here. That's the top. We don't need that in there. Come away, come away. Okay. Top. Close enough. I'm not trying to do this very tight because it's going to be difficult with the... Oh, hardly needed to do any turns for the size. For that length. One more maybe. Alright, let's see how we go with this one, getting it through. It's quite thick to get the actual needle and wool through the fine material on this one. We'll get it though. We've got it. We have got it. All right. All right, that's what variety we've got of ideas. I might hunt up and see if I can find any other colours. But it's in line with my tags with quite a bit of pink, so that's fine with me. This is the way it's going to go up. All right, I'm going to go and work on it because I just want to put some music on and enjoy it. And I'll be back when it's nearer the end. Right, I'm back and I have gone from it being up this way with the little tag, oops, with the little tag off to the side, to realising it looked wrong, so I've got it this way because now it looks like a plant falling out of a hanging basket. I may or may not use that. Oh, and also I did pick up the Milliner's straw needles, and this is the size 10, which is quite small. I wasn't sure if a 10 was a bigger eye or a smaller eye, but this is a size 10, so they're all very tiny, but they're Milliner's, so they haven't got this extra bobble at the end here. Anyway, this one's 3 to 9, so the small ones are 9s, and I'm using the 3. So this is a 3 with 3 strands. Not too bad. Anyway, I feel like it's cascading down here, so I kind of just wanted to keep going a little bit with that. Something I noticed, if it's a bit tight and you're doing a few of these, it actually hurts your hand a little bit just trying to get the needle through. That's probably a bit too many. But it does go through, I'll tell you what, it does go through a lot easier with this, for sure. So I've just introduced a new colour. Haven't used this colour yet. And I thought probably need another one down here and one or two here. But I like this because it's sort of a tone of that purple, and I brought that purple in just to, is it purple? I don't know what the technical term for it is. It is a type of purple, isn't it? Anyway, we're just getting a bit of a cascade. It was like, I was thinking it was like a waterfall too. Right. Definitely much easier. Let's see if I got enough here. Might not. Cast that off. It's quite interesting. It always reminds me of a bag of worms. Flower. Buttons. Maybe this lighter colour. Is it adding the effect I want? That's a bigger one. Just going to dot some of these around. Alright, so got a few dotted around. And put the lid on. I also didn't mention that I had found this little bit of old acrylic wool sitting in a pack somewhere in amongst my stash. So I've added that one in too. So I did get quite a range of colours in the end that sort of blended in with this. Let's just have a look whether it's going to need any extra. Or whether it can have any extra. Let's see. Cutting that a bit close to the edge. This is where I want to know. Am I going to add this in or not? I don't know if it needs it. Just neaten this up. I might detract from it actually. I think I like it. This is kind of taking your eye away from that, which is the main purpose of the tag. So there we go. 41, 11 to go. All right, so here it is. It's tag 41. So I've done 40 and 41 in this video, and I hope you enjoyed that. And take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.